Hello, guys. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. Some days ago, the president of Salvation Ministry, Pastor David Ibiyeomie, came up and took his time to blast Daddy Freeze, warning him that the last time he spoke against Bishop David Oyedepo, whom he said is his father, is the last time he ever did it. That next time, if he tries it, he will use everything in his arsenal, both spiritually and physically, to deal with him. Calls him a lot of names, especially the B word name, which shows that he doesn't even have a father. Came up also, and there were a lot of reactions from Nigerians. Most people condemned the way the man of God actually talked to talked to Daddy Freeze, and some said he's well deserving because at one time or the other, Daddy Freeze had insulted the person of Pastor David Oyedepo, despite the fact that age-wise they are not made, and in terms of achievement, both of them cannot stand in the same line. But right now, the presidency have decided to speak about this issue, and the presidency is condemning it. And let's first of all look at what she has to say, or what the presidency have to say, and know the person in the presidency who is saying this thing. All right, let's look at the news. And the news having that special advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on social media, Loretta Onoche, has reacted to Pastor David Ibiyeomie's attack on a personality, OP Daddy Freeze. Onoche took to her official Twitter account on Friday to condemn Ibiyeomie's threat to kill Freeze. She also called out the Nigerian police force to take action against Ibiyeomie, describing the pastor's action as evil. It was recalled that it all started when Freeze criticized Bishop David Oyedepo of the Living Faith Church for saying women should submit to their husband. Reacting, Ibiyeomie called the media personality a bastard, threatening to kill him. In a viral video from his last Sunday service, the Port Harcourt-based pastor threatened to deal with Pastor Freeze. He also caused the day Freeze was born. And reacting to the development, Onoche tweeted, and I read her tweet. She said, "This is evil. I'm a Christian. I have been watching this absurdity for days now, looking for any attribute of Christ in it. I haven't seen any. Amongst others, threatening to kill someone is a crime. I am not sure if this requires a petition to the police, to at police NG before they act." She now ended with the word evil. Don't forget that Daddy Freeze had also at one time, that's I think 24 hours after the video went viral, to tell Nigerians that what he's not deserving of all the insult that was given to him, and that he did not actually insult Bishop David Oyedepo. What he did actually was, to correct him, and so that they can learn from each other. And the whole thing keep on going against Pastor David Ibiyeomie. But Pastor David Ibiyeomie, even after that the phrase responded to him via a video, he didn't say anything again, even up till now. But remember, his last warning was any day he insults Bishop David Oyedepo, that he will personally deal with him. But if you cast your mind back, let's be so real about this issue. Yeah, presidency has spoken about it, and I believe that the police will be jumping into action any time from now. I know that with the presidency reacting, certainly there may be an invitation for better explanation why Pastor David Ibiyeomie had to say what he said. But one of the things I know about Ibiyeomie is that he means every word he says. I could still remember when some media persons uttered some rubbish against him. The person of this lady, she came out, she uttered, this Yoruba lady, she came out, uttered some stuff that he was dating one woman and all of that. It didn't end fine for the blogger, because the man took his time to deal with it. He stayed in prison for a reasonable number of days before she was being released. So I think when we talk about David Ibiyeomie of the Salvation Ministry, he's not a joker. He's always very serious about anything he says. But with what he has said, Nigerians have decided to respond to it. And this one says, by the time people realize that the freeze is not for the masses, but for his own belly, it will be too late. Do you ever see him revolt or speak against the government of the day? But he can revolt against pastors. Is pastor our major problem now in Nigeria? Freeze followers. Time to think. Another one here say, evil woman, always supporting evil thing. Nothing good ever comes out from this woman that I do not know. Yeah, I do not know that one. But however, let's just look at some other responses from Nigeria. And this one here says, here, whatever Daddy Freeze may have done, whatever you think about Daddy Freeze, and I have my own issues with him, one of the good things he's been able to achieve is to demystify these gods of men. Little pressure and their unchristlike nature shines through. So broadcaster no be work again, because he said a lot of things about broadcasting that it's a cheap job and all of that. I think the man was actually very angry. The pastor was very angry because if you cast your mind back to 2018, there were a lot of things that he said. Personally, I do not even think that he's getting angry because of what happened, the issue of the marriage that Bishop David Oyedepo discussed. What really triggered this whole thing, I think it's been there in him for a long while, and all of a sudden he had to react the way he reacted. People are really against it and all of that. But don't forget that when we're talking about this man of God, don't forget that before you get to God, they are men. And I could still remember when Jesus was in the world, there were times that he was being pushed to the wall and he would say things that maybe during this hard time, if he had said it, most people would not be happy. He called some set of persons who came trying to get wrong words from him. He called them brood of vipers. You know, he said, "You are like your father, the devil." Jesus was not always that calm guy. At one point or the other, you see him react. He entered into the temple, pick up, remove his belt, flog them, and send him packing. And he said, "My father's house is meant to be the house of prayer, not a place where they are selling and exchanging money." So to show you that even Jesus at one time will revolt and will get angry when you do things that is ordinarily or that is wrong. Let me not say ordinary, that is wrong. If you disrespect, if you act in the capacity of an enemy, sometimes Jesus do react. Yeah, the scribes and Pharisees were people that always offended him, and whenever he talks to them, he doesn't spare them well. So I feel that the pastor was actually, he has gotten enough of it, and that's why he had to react the way he reacted. And some other persons have also decided to respond to it. This one say, Auntie Loretta, could you please write a petition to help the execution of 22-year musician that was sentenced to death for blasphemy? Another person here say, Madam, did I hear you say you are a Christian? Are you are you in the, and I said you are a Christian and you are in the midst of these government. Now only God know who they save them. Nigerians love diverting. This one said the arrest of journalists and protesters by your government has not been condemned by you. Even Southern Kaduna killing. Nigerians have left the main issue and start following up on the woman. This one said the followers baffle me the most, saying amen to evil words as this is all sickening. And another one says here, the pastor needs to be arrested. He needs to be arrested, possibly for what he had said. And this one says, just look at the man and his countenance. How in hell does anyone sit in a church to listen to this one as his pastor? Hear all the derogatory language coming from his mouth, all because someone dare to have a different opinion to Yedekbus. God would judge plenty things, sha. And this one says here, you are only a Christian when it comes to selfish criticism in bringing down men of God as a Christian that you call yourself? What was your position against the Southern Kaduna killing? Trying to score your cheap political goals and looking for people's support. You can see there that most people are actually not standing with Madam Presidency. People are not standing with her. I don't know why, and but they're just saying, this one says you claim that you are a Christian, and yet, despite all the negative things happening, you've not responded to any of them. Wow, she is under serious criticism right now. But however, presidency has reacted to it. Do you think that the police would jump into action and do the needful, considering the fact that those words were not quite a funny one? Let's interact.